Emma. So today I'm going to be filming a crazy video. Today I'm going to be releasing all of my high school stats, which is so crazy to say because I don't think I've ever shared this much information with anybody, and now I'm putting it all over the internet. So I got a lot of comments on my USC rejection video and my college decision video asking for my SAT score, my GPA, my AP scores, all of that stuff. And I honestly had no intention of giving that information out just because I feel like it is a little bit personal. But then I thought about it a little bit and I decided to post a poll on my Instagram story asking if you guys would be interested in me making a video about it. And I think like 90% of you said yes. So I figured I would make this video because if it helps even just one of you, then that would make me very happy because I know I really would have appreciated a video like this time last year. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my GPA, my SAT score, and my AP scores. So if you guys are excited about this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get started. So really quickly before I reveal my scores, if you guys want to know which colleges I got into, waitlisted at, and rejected from, I'll link that video down below where I tell you guys all of that. But to make a long story short, it basically came down to the University of California, Irvine, and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and I ended up choosing Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. If you guys want to know why I chose that, I'll also have the college decision video linked down below. But yeah, I just wanted to share that information in case you didn't know where I'm going to college next year. So starting off with my high school GPA, I had an unweighted GPA of 3.92 on a 4.0 scale, and my weighted GPA, which includes like all my honors and AP courses, was a 4.3 out of 5.0. Which isn't the best weighted GPA. I know some people have like a 4.8, and I know a lot of people at my school had a 4.8, so that definitely could have been one of the weaker points of my application. Okay, now moving on to my SAT score. This is kind of a funny story. I mean, it's not really that funny, but I actually took my first SAT at the end of my junior year, which is kind of late. I know most people start studying like the summer before their junior year. Some people even start as early as their sophomore year, which is super, super good. The longer you can prepare for that, the better. A lot of people will tell you this, and I promise you it's true. The SAT and ACT are a lot about knowing how to take the test and not so much the content. Obviously the content is important, but if you don't know how to take the test, like the test taking strategies, then you're not gonna do as well. So I definitely wish I would have focused more on test taking strategies and less on like practicing the content. So yes, I took my first SAT at the end of my junior year, like June of 2017. And then I spent the summer between my junior and my senior year again studying for the SAT, and then I took my second one in October of 2017, so the beginning of my senior year, which is so late and it was so stressful, it's not worth it. And then I took my very last SAT, like one of the last ones I was allowed to take to submit to colleges, was November of 2017, so super late. I definitely don't suggest you guys do that. Take the SAT or ACT as early as possible because you'll be a lot less stressed and you'll have a lot more time to fix your score if it's not yet where you want it to be. So the score I was shooting for on the SAT was a 1400, and I didn't quite make it to 1400, and I think part of the reason was, like I said, because I started so late. I wish I would have started studying earlier. I was definitely preoccupied with my regular course load at school, but I think if you take advantage of your summers and your breaks and you just pace yourself, you'll be a lot better prepared. So definitely do that. So I got my highest score on the second time I took it, but all of my scores were pretty close to each other. There wasn't like a big difference. So I got a 1350 on the SAT, I got a 680 on reading and writing, and then a 650 on math. It definitely wasn't a super competitive score for some of the top schools I was shooting for, and I think that's probably part of the reason why I didn't get into some of those top schools, because having a really solid SAT or ACT score can definitely give you a leg up. And then when you sign up to take the SAT, you're gonna see two options. There's SAT and then SAT with essay. So all 3 times I took the essay. The essay is optional. I know the UC schools required it. You just have to look at the requirements of the schools you're planning on applying to, and then you can decide if you want to take the essay. The essay is out of 24, and there are 3 sections that you are scored on. Each section you can get a score from 2 to 8, and then those are all added up for a total score out of 24. And I actually did get a 24 out of 24 on the essay portion, but I don't really think the essay helped me that much. I definitely recommend focusing more on your composite SAT score. Okay, so I think I covered everything for SAT, and now I will move on to my AP scores. So if you're not sure what AP is, it basically just stands for Advanced Placement, and they're just more rigorous classes you can take in high school, and if you pass the AP test in May, then you can use that for college credit. So basically taking AP classes can be really advantageous because you can get some credit for your college courses so you don't have as heavy as a course load. AP tests are scored on a scale of 1 to 5, with 3 being a passing score. So 1 and 2 are not passing scores, 3, 4, and 5 are passing scores. A 5 is like, wow, you killed it, you really know your stuff. A 4 is like, excellent, you know your stuff. A 3 is, you know your stuff. 2 is, you could know your stuff. 1 is you definitely don't know your stuff. I know that was like such a bad way of explaining it. You can probably look up how it's scored for a better explanation than I just gave. So some colleges will give you credit for a score of 3 and above, while others will only give you credit for a score of 4 and above. Okay, so now the fun part, my AP classes and my AP scores. So I took 6 AP classes throughout high school. I definitely wish I would have started taking them earlier in my high school career. I just didn't really have a ton of knowledge about AP classes, so I didn't want to like jump right into them. So I took 2 AP classes my junior year, AP Biology and AP US History. And then my senior year, I doubled my course load and took 4 AP classes. I took AP Literature and Composition, AP American Government, AP Microeconomics, and AP Psychology. Okay, and for the part I've been dreading, my AP scores. So I'm really embarrassed to say that I actually didn't pass one of my AP tests, and I know the people at my school watching this are probably like, how did you not pass this test? It's the easiest test, but I will get to that. So for the 2 tests I took my junior year, AP Biology I got a 3 on, and AP US History I got a 3 on. I know a lot of people think AP US History is like an easy 5, and I definitely think it was manageable, but I'm just not a big history person, so it really takes like a lot of focus for me to sit down and study it. Like, I'm just like not interested, and I wish I would be, but I think if I was more interested in the subject, I definitely could have gotten a higher score. And now moving on to my senior AP scores. The AP test I did not pass was AP American Government. I really don't know how I didn't pass this test. I know it has one of the lowest pass rates, but people still think it's an easy test. Like, I think it's just my school specifically, like, thinks government is really easy, and I definitely thought it was easy. I had an A+ both semesters, but then I got a 2 on the test. I was kind of shocked, to be honest, because when I turned it in, I thought I did well, but I guess I don't know my stuff as well as I thought. But on a happier note, I did pass my other 3 AP tests, so I got a 4 on AP Literature, and then on AP Microeconomics, I actually also got a 4, which I was so surprised about. I thought if I was not gonna pass any of my tests, it would have been AP Microeconomics because the class was a lot harder than AP Gov was. And I know since I'm a business major, economics is definitely one of my supporting courses, so I'm glad I will get some credit for that. And then finally on AP Psychology, I got a 5. Make sure you study for your AP tests, even if you think you're really prepared, because you will surprise yourself. Alright guys, so those were my high school stats. I hope this video is helpful. Again, if you want to know what colleges I got into with those stats, waitlisted with those stats, and rejected from with those stats, I will link that video down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you appreciated my bravery, because this honestly took a lot for me to upload this video, please give this video a thumbs up. It would mean a lot. I hope you guys all have an amazing week, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye!